Part 4. Now that you've kind of decorated your digital portfolio, you've obviously created your digital portfolio, all that great stuff, now it's time to start thinking about putting projects and start thinking about how to post your projects once they have been completed, or once you've completed maybe a step out of them. It's okay to post something of a project that's halfway done. Maybe it's kind of a cool way of showing progress. So let's pretend like I'm doing a biology project here. I have biology first period, and I'm going to go over here, I'm going to click New Post. On this biology page, this is like a little mini blog. And so you can post just your biology projects on this page. And the same thing with all of your other classes. Each class has its own page, and each page you will have multiple posts for the multiple projects you will complete within the class. So I'm going to start with clicking New Post, and it'll create kind of its own little mini page. So I'm going to start by titling this. I'm going to put the name of the project. Now, what next? What would you put there? So I would say you need two things. I would go for a paragraph of text and some sort of artifact. Okay, and this artifact, it could be a picture, it could be a video, or a document, anything that is the project, right? So if you made a catapult or something, you take a picture of the catapult and put it right here. That would make a lot of sense, and you'd write about the catapult above it. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the artifacts later down the line, so I'm going to kind of kick that downstairs here. For the paragraph of text, we need to answer a couple questions. We need to talk about who, what, right, when, where, why, and how. I'm sure you guys remember this from elementary school. We need to write up a paragraph to tell about what happened within that class, who was doing that, who are you in a group with, and all that good stuff. Couple things. We need to make sure our grammar is high school level. Okay, so when I'm talking about complete sentences, I'm talking about punctuation. I'm talking about making sure that we have clear ideas and that you're actually telling whoever happens to be reading your digital portfolio what you're actually doing. I have kind of a challenge, and this is a, oops, I spelled punctuation incorrectly. I have a challenge for you guys, and this is one that I give to a lot of my students in digital music and in the media kind of crew, and that is try not to use the word I. Just something about using first person that sounds a little bit cheesy, and if you can write one of these without using the word I think it really helps kind of sell this. Now, there's a lot of great portfolios that do use the word I, like, it's not like it totally kills your paragraph, but I don't know, it just adds a little extra polish. It sounds a little bit more professional if you're not talking about yourself per se, but rather talk about what the class did, talk about what you accomplished, and some ways you can kind of get around this is by using the author to talk about yourself, or I guess I should spell author correctly, or to talk about the class, or to talk about the task. Things like that really help kind of direct things. So let's take a look at a couple examples of some paragraphs here, and let's see if they kind of meet the scrutiny. And by the way, like, the no I rule is kind of a soft rule even within my class. It's just kind of a little guidance thing. It's a helpful thing, but it's not like it's a clear rule. So let's take a look at somebody's here. So they're talking about a satellite project, and they're maneuvering satellites around the Earth. As I'm looking through here, they are talking about just some really interesting stuff, and they've written a couple sentences and things like that. Let's check out another one. We have some different English projects. Let's take a look at Algebra 2 here. I'm sorry, let's take a look at the Catapult project. Oh, and here we have back with Garen's Catapult project and stuff like that. So we have a nice Catapult project that's talking about his catapult and then how they're building it. And they kind of had a funny anecdote about fire in the hole when they're shooting off the catapult. Some great pictures of him working on it and talking about using power tools and stuff like that. Let's check out somebody else. Let's check out Kayal. He's here. Kayal has some great stuff that's going on. He's talking about one of his compositions and how he used a particular program and is using the key of D minor. And then even look at this, he just added a little file onto the bottom. Okay, and same thing with his G major project and stuff like that. So these different projects have just a little bit of writing, a couple sentences. Notice I see punctuation in there. I see, actually he's doing pretty good. He doesn't have any I's in there. And he's talking about redrum, and he's talking about the song, and all sorts of different stuff that he did. So I think these are some really great examples of digital portfolios, and I really highly encourage you guys to, since I'm sure you've already started some projects, find your own digital portfolio and start writing those paragraphs. Start writing a couple sentences about what you think you will accomplish within your own digital portfolio. Thank you guys, and happy writing.